Hello everybody, this is Bobbin here, and welcome back to Trainz Simulator 3, where today we're going to be revisiting the Bavaria Immenstadt-Oberstdorf route. Yes, this is a route that I reviewed quite a long time ago, over a year and a half ago actually. And, yeah, today we are going to be checking it out once again. Although you may be wondering, why are we in the menu screen and stuff? It's a bit of a weird start for a Trainz Simulator 3 video. Well, because it's not going to be a traditional revisit in the sense where it's like a re-review where I give you an updated look at all of the content that you get with the route. Because this route came out not too long ago, actually. Like I said, this route only came out back in, early 2024. I'm just excited to my things again. There we go, all set, ready to go. All right, yeah. So this one came out back in February of 2024 specifically. So, yeah. So I actually already gave you guys an accurate look into the rolling stock they get with this route. And well, I'll just say this though: if you haven't seen the video, the rolling stock list that you get with this route is actually kind of disappointing, actually, because well, you kind of already tell from the thing. You get the BR218, you get the coaches, the IC coaches. Although the main appeal, of course, the main special is the Pesa Link, the BR633 diesel multiple unit. Now, the reason why I'm doing this video, though, is because the original video was a bit controversial because, well, first of all, I kind of criticized the route for just being kind of linear. I also criticized the lack of rolling stock I got on this route. Well, the biggest thing that I want to try and amend today, though, is actually the physics, because I actually put this title wonky physics, because when this one first released, the 633 had some really weird physics, and it wasn't, I don't know, it was weird, like, it was taking forever to accelerate in easy mode, and was only went to realistic mode when it accelerated quickly and everything. Although it turns out that was actually a bug, I guess, with one of the scenarios. This one, the RA75, I think it was a bug that was actually fixed pretty quickly after the route was released, although I had already done the video before the bug fix release, because I actually did the review for this route actually on the day it came out, which was probably a mistake looking back on it in retrospect. I wanted to get that video as quickly as possible, though, because that was back when I was prioritizing getting videos out as quickly as possible, whereas nowadays I like to wait a little bit until I like to wait a little bit after add-ons come out to then review them, so then any bugs will have been ironed out by then. So, that is why I decided that, you know what, let's come back to this route. We're going to do it again. We're going to drive the BR633 on the Bavaria Immenstadt route. To give you guys a bit of a bit of a refresh look of this route, we're going to drive the 633 properly this time with the correct physics. And we'll also get another look into this route. Because like I said, this was another thing I didn't like. I didn't like the route as much because like I said, it's just kind of linear, not much to do. But maybe there's some stuff here. I haven't actually watched the video back though, so I don't know exactly what I said in that original video. But either way, this could be, I guess, an updated perspective. So, the scenario rune for today is number 3, pace shift. Now in the original video, we actually did this one. We did RA75, 3967. Whereas today we're doing the pace shift one, just as a bit of just to shake this up a little bit, because this is basically the same scenario but in the opposite direction. Yeah. So your task today is to drive the RA75 3698 service from Oberstdorf to Immenstadt, making stops at all stations along the route. Please note the established schedule is quite tight. Best of luck with your journey. All right, let's get to it. Alright, here we are in. Yeah, volume is working. Alright, good day. Your important duty is to do a bunch of stuff. I'm not going to read all this because it's just a bunch of words, so we're going to jump right into it. Alright, so here we are then. Here's our train. Yes, and are we good to go? I guess we are. Alright, let's turn the headlights. There we go. I'm just preparing to the horn. Is that the horn? I don't remember that horn, but okay. Well, I guess we're ready to go. All right then. Actually, before I start off here, actually I'll show you the whole route. So this is where we're at. We're starting here at Oberstdorf, and we're going along this route here, throughout the stations and everything. So look at all the stations. Oh, the track's not loading in the map because these approaching routes are weird. Yep. And then maybe go all the way across here. Come on. And the station is right about here. Yeah, here it is. And that's the entirety of the route. Oh, there's also this little bit up here, though. Which, there we go. There's the portal. Okay, let's go. And yeah, there's the 218 as well as the IC coach. That's the other thing they get with this route. And that's actually it. That's all you get in terms of the rolling stock. So, yeah, I guess this is yes, just a bit of a refresher then in case you didn't see the original video. So here then the BR63 Paces link. This was actually a new train with this route. All over since this route came out, it's actually been featured once again in the P Temple Lake 4 route, and is also available as a standalone add-on. But personally, I would recommend getting this with the P Temple Lake 4 route if you really want this thing. So yeah. All right then. So the Bavaria Immenstadt-Oberstdorf. Like I said, I've not actually done anything with it ever since that video. In fact, yeah, really, this route's been kind of ignoring it for a while. But yeah, here we are today. That being said, I have actually been planning on doing this video for actually a real long time. In fact, I actually had... Oh, it's raining. Oh, that's a bit different. Well, you know, we've already played this in daytime, so we may as well mix things up a little bit. But anyway, I've actually had this video on my plans. It's actually as far back as all the way... dating all the way back to August of 2024. So a whole year ago, actually, I planned to do this video. But the reason why it's taking until now for this video to come to fruition is because there's been just so much other stuff going on over the past year that it's just taking me up until now to finally get around to doing this video. And actually, I was actually getting close to getting on this video, but then the Fulda to Wurzburg route came out a little bit ago, so I was like, okay, that's a German route, so I guess I gotta do that one first. And since that route is German, I decided to wait a little bit longer to this video. Just to not do 2 German things in a row on Trainz Simulator 3, because I know you guys don't really care as much for the German stuff compared to, say, the American stuff. But here we are, finally doing it. We are, once again, playing on the Bavaria Immenstadt-Oberstdorf route with the 633 in rainy conditions, which is actually something a bit interesting. I don't think we've... Yeah, we hardly ever play this game in the rain, so yeah, I guess it gets itself a little bit of gameplay. And yeah, now, I should say this, though, if you actually want to see what this route looks like in clear daylight, like I said, I have already covered this route in a video, so where I play the first scenario, and that route takes place in complete daylight. So consider this, I guess, an extension of that video. Then we're playing this route again, but this time in rainy weather, so yeah. Anyway, so I guess I'll discuss this route, then, you know, my initial thoughts on this route. So yeah, I did not give this route very high marks when I first checked it out, when I first released a year and a half ago, back in February of 2024. And oh, it's really coming down now. Okay, I do apologize for the rain noise. I'm trying to talk here, but I guess this rain is gonna disturb me, but I'll do my best. So when this, like I said, when this route first came out, my 2 biggest problems were the well, one, the lack of rolling stock. You didn't really get that much in this route. I said all you get is the 633 that we're driving right now, as well as the BR218 with the IC coach. And if you want a deeper look into all these things, then you can check out my initial review that I did a year and a half ago. And the other thing I criticized was the linearity of this route. Oh, and also gets the poor frame rate as well, because Pro Train really likes putting goalies in the route. Yep. Yep, I know it's lagging right now, but yeah, I promise you that is not my recording software. That is the game. That is literally how this game is in this route, because again, Pro Train looks fully for some reason. So yeah. Okay, let's clean up a little bit as we get out to the open countryside. Thank goodness. Yeah, so like I said, didn't like the lack of road stock and the linearity, and that being said, I did receive some comments disagreeing with me saying, oh, but the route is the main selling point is about itself, because apparently this route is actually a recreation of a real life route, which is, I guess, interesting, because you know, Trainz Simulator 3 is interesting because I think most of the routes in this game are actually fictional, or at least they're fictional routes, but like based on real life routes, whereas I guess this is a recreation of a real life route. Although, I don't know. It's, I just I don't know. I still find the route to be very interesting. You know, it's just kind of like, okay, it's a recreation of a real route, but the route stuff isn't interesting. You know, it's just kind of bland. Oh, we'll see if my opinion changes on this route once I get done with this scenario. Let's give a shout out to the fix. So at least those are fixed now. Oh, you're too late. Well, yo, mother. What do you mean I was late? I was right on time. Oh, it's thundering now. Oh boy. Okay, I wasn't expecting this, but okay, I'll take it. All right. But yeah, yeah, things though were not the best, but luckily, yeah, yeah, at least the physical though are now corrected, so that's good. Well then, let's see if this route can impress me then, now that now that at least the train has its physics corrected. Let's see how the route is. And the route does look nice. It is visually very well detailed and stuff. It's just, again, I wish the, oh. I didn't realize that 20 was there. I was taking the speed limits. But yeah, visually the route is very well detailed, but, you know. Like I said, we'll see. So. Yeah. Alright then. Well, at least for now, I'd love to see regarding the route itself then. So I guess I'll just use the opportunity to talk about some other stuff then. Trainz Simulator 3. Another thing you may be wondering then is why am I playing this route instead of taking out the newly released Ratten Pass route? Well, a couple days ago, I actually brought out an entire, or I published an, wait, no, yeah, this video going on Saturday, I'm recording this on Thursday. Wait, what day is this? I've lost track of time. Yeah, no, today's Thursday, so I'm recording this, so no, the community post coming out tomorrow, I'm recording this, so yeah, okay, so, yeah, okay, so yesterday, I put out a community post explaining why I will not be doing a video on the Ratten Pass route anytime soon, because, you know what's ironic? The Ratten Pass route is actually kind of a similar situation as this route, you know. Although Ratten Pass is even worse because there are no new trains with that route. Whereas at least with this route, you know, the Bavaria route, at least you know like I said, the CX-33 was a new unit. Oh, it shows it shows as an animated wiper. Oh, that's pretty cool. Huh, I never noticed that until now. At least the rain is slowing down a bit. But yeah, Ratten Pass, like I said, I don't plan on doing a video on that anytime soon, and I have written out a community post addressing it, so you can go check that out if you're curious. Well, since we got Ratten Pass, but I don't expect another route to come up for a little while longer, so yeah, chances are that next week's video will be the Trainz Simulator 5 video on Horseshoe Curve. Although as far as trains videos, we'll see. I know some other re-reviews though in the queue. Although I'm waiting on the correct time to do those, so we'll see. I guess another thing to mention regarding this route though is that, to be fair, the creator, I guess his name is Matthias, also known as Pro Train. He did say that's actually realistic to only include patch stuff, because actually something else worth noting though is that yeah, there's actually no freight equipment with this add-on actually. Like there's no yeah, we got animated doors as well. That's pretty cool. But yeah, we don't have like any freight stuff. You know, none of the freight equipment that Pro Train made is in this route. So you can't do freight services, although I guess there are no industries, so you can't really take the freight anywhere anyways. Yeah. And this route does cost usually $5 though, at least I think it does. It cost $5 when it first came out. I don't know if the price maybe have lowered since then, but... That's another thing though. It's not very good value for money because... You know, I understand the developer probably spent quite a bit of money on making this route, you know, because it's a real life route, but... it should have at least given more equipment, you know? Because again, you only get the 633, the 218 with the coaches, and then the route that's kind of linear, so it's not very good value for money. And I guess I'll also say that the recently released for the Wurzburg route actually suffers from a similar problem, actually, where there's only one new train, being the ICE-1, and everything else is reused equipment. Yeah. And the route, ironically, for the Wurzburg is also a linear route, which with not much to do on it other than just go there and back again. But I at least like Chaos. I keep saying Chaos to Wurzburg because I keep thinking of the Trainz Simulator version, which actually goes from Castle to Wurzburg. I remember the version Trainz 3 only goes from Fulda to Wurzburg, so like half the route. Fulda to Wurzburg, like I said, you know, it only comes with one new train and one reused trains. The route is linear and there's not much to do on it, but I like that route a bit more because, for one, it was high speed, and in terms of high speed routes, well, that's only the second one we have, the other one being the default Europe high speed route. But also because it was actually released at a very good discount, 99 cents, or 99 cents USD. So, you know, 99 cents for a high-speed route and a new train that I really like, that's a fair deal. I'm okay with that. Now, let's say if I paid $5 for that route, okay, I still probably would have got, well, yeah, I would have gotten it because to review it. But, you know, I still would have gotten just that high-speed route, but, you know, I wouldn't have felt as good about it because, you know, $5 is kind of a big sum of money for a route with not much content in it. But yeah, because I only paid 99 cents for that route, you know, I was like, okay, whatever. But this month, though, I did pay the full $5, and this is the type of route that we've had numerous times here in this game. There's so many different routes where you just kind of drive along the countryside, you know, go that fast and everything. So it's like, you know, it doesn't really have much that's new. Yeah. And by the way, the rain has now stopped, so that's actually a good thing. Because we just enjoy the route and stuff. Enjoy the route at, I guess, in this late afternoon. Actually, like 4 o'clock, so. Yeah, okay. Well, at least the physics are fixed, so that's good. Like, I'm driving along here with the easy mode, and yeah, the train is behaving like just, you know, pretty much every other train should in easy mode here in Trainz Simulator 3, so that's good at least. So at least the wonky physics are no longer an issue. But obviously the issue still persisted of the route not coming with much rolling stock, and the route's not much to do on it. Let me driving along here. I mean, it's basically all countryside, you know, and stations and everything. There's no, like, industries or anything like that. Yeah. And I actually thought for a time that this was actually the worst German route in Trainz Simulator 3 as it started to rain again. Of course it is. Because think about it, right? The route itself is linear, not much to do on it. You don't get much in terms of rolling stock. But then get this, the only unique train, no, I can't even say it's unique anymore. The train they get, the main train, is the BR633, the Pacelink train. But here's the thing, though. After this route came out, this train was actually then brought over to the P-Temple 4 route, which I would say is better value than this, because P-Temple 4 also comes with the TEE Rheingold train. Although granted that route had very bad performance in terms of optimization, but you know, in terms of rolling stock, that's actually better value for money than this. Those doors aren't opening here. Yep, so after it says that in the Pro Train scenario, so I don't care. So, so like I said, you can get the train. You can get this train in the in P-Temple 4, as well as this one. So, which, like I said, I think P-Temple 4 is better value than this route. So it almost makes the existence of this route pointless. And, you know, by the way, if you want the IC coaches as well, you can get those actually in 2 different routes now. You can also get that in the Mall Trains Germany as well as the recently released full of the Wurzburg route, and get the 218 in several different add-ons. Okay, I know I'm ranting quite a bit. You know, I know this video is supposed to be about giving it a second chance, but like, I don't know. At this point, I'm just driving along here because, again, at least the physics are fixed, so that's good at least. But still not enough to make this route good, or at least not a good value. I mean, the route itself is, you know, it's. I mean, the scenery quality as well is fine. It's good, apart from when the frame rate drops. I just think that the train itself is, or the route itself is just not very inspiring, and yeah. We're actually on the route, by the way. About halfway. Okay. Oh. So yeah, but hey, let's see what else there is in this route. Maybe there's more that I haven't seen yet. I see these rainbows or something else. Yeah, I gotta say, I hardly ever play this game in the rain. So, yeah. But I guess that's something a little bit different. So yeah, I guess in this video you get to see the train with with proper physics, and you can see what it looks like when it's raining. All right then. Alright, here we are. Is the doors open here? Nah, they'll open at certain stations. Alright. Well, let me know what you think of this route. You know, you will have seen this route in its entirety if you watched my previous video. And now that I'm driving this train with physics that aren't broken, you know the train performs. Yeah, let me know what you think. Personally, if you were to ask me for my recommendation, though, I don't know. I really can't recommend this route, especially with PT like 4, you can just get the train in there, or in the 218. Because of route, and even IC coaches, again, all the rolling stock is stuff you can get in other routes. There's nothing unique to this route specifically. So, I don't know. I guess I would only recommend it if you're like a die-hard German rail fan or something, and you just want another German route to play on and stuff. But that's really it. I guess I will say this: now, let's say if you like getting routes here in Trainz Simulator 3 for the sake of getting engines and rolling stock. Like, let's say if you want to build up your engine and rolling stock collection, which is what I like to do. I like to get the things with the routes because that's the best value. Again, I would not recommend this route because you can get the 633 in PT 4, and you're going to get the 218 and guys goes another route. So, from like a rolling stock collector standpoint, this route offers nothing. Maybe some of the assets used in the route itself might be unique. I don't know. But let's say even if we did get the surveyor at some point, which I hopefully we do. Again, there are other German routes where you can get other building assets that will work. Will look pretty good. So I mean, yeah, I guess the main selling point is the route itself. But again, the route itself is just not all that inspiring. Yeah. Or come up to Baikonur. I don't think that's how you say it, but whatever. Oh, we're in the Immenstadt. Yeah, we've driven most of the route already, and honestly, I still don't think this route's that good. Nothing happened there. Yeah. Well, like I said, let me know what you guys think of this route. Because personally, I don't think it's that good value. I do like the Pace Link though. It's kind of a cool DMU, and you know what? I'd rather have this than the 644, which is also featured in several different routes. But again, you can also get this thing in the B-Type 4 route, which I would recommend over this. Because B-Type 4 also gives you the TE Rheingold, which is also a pretty neat train. Doors open here at least? Nope, doesn't look like it. Alright. Alright, next up is Immenstadt, the last stop on this journey. Yeah, pretty quick scenario, this one. Again, this is a stopping service that goes on the entirety of the route. Well, you know what? Again, I will say the route does look nice. The scenery is very well done. But that's really the only positive I can say about the route. Again, the scenery is well done. I just think the route itself is just too linear for my liking, and the rolling stock list is just too small. And it's made up entirely of rolling stock you can get in other routes. So, I think that's the best way I can sum up this route. I think one feature of this train, I have to remember this now, one feature of this train, though, is that was actually the first train that actually introduced fuel consumption. Which is actually a feature that's actually, that approach has actually gone on to implement in some of his American rolling stock, so, American locomotives. Okay, this part looks nice though with the lake. So, there's some neat set pieces on this route. Alright. Basically, one last look at this route before we end off here. So we're approaching Immenstadt, which would be the end of this scenario. Alright, but yeah, like I said, let me know what you think of this route. If you think of it highly or more highly than me, yeah. Because yeah, I think I might just say it that yeah, I think this is the worst German route here in Trainz Simulator 3. Or I should say it's the worst in terms of value for money. But there you go then. That's another drive in the 633 Pacelink. And a look at this route if you guys really wanted it. Like I said, this is a video that I've been wanting to do for a very long time now, but I just haven't been able to get around to it until now, so hope you enjoy it. And here we are then, arriving at the last station on the route. There's another Pacelink. Pretty big station here, at least. I guess this is on some sort of main line. Alright, come to a general stop here. It's like general. I'm gonna use the emergency brake again, but oh well. And there you have it. Alright then, so there it is, the Bavaria Immenstadt once again, and it's for train again, and yep, that is the end of the scenario. Alright then, hope you guys have enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you in whatever I make next.